Hi guys, how you doing? It's time for your reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome, hello. Subscribe, share, positive feedback. This is a positive space, which oftentimes doesn't exist on the internet because it seems like a dumpster fire of negativity. That's why I stay away from it as much as possible. But basically here, life happens. Life is rough. These are messages to help you through those rough, tough moments. They are general collective messages. They are here to help you navigate some tough situations in your life or give you a little bit of a motivational push as your spirit guides deem necessary, because they are collective general messages. Not everything will apply, but the things that will apply, go ahead and apply them. Don't be afraid. So if I tell you aliens coming down tomorrow to discuss the business deal you guys were talking about last week, and you didn't talk to an alien, then hey, that message isn't for you. But maybe the message behind the message is for you. Maybe it wasn't an alien, but maybe it was, and maybe it wasn't a business deal, but maybe it was a cousin you were talking about and you had to hash out some details about some specific, maybe a family get together, a family reunion, an event, a wedding, a engagement, and so you have to apply it as it applies to you. Okay. So let's get started with the reading, with your reading here for the collective. Get going here. I'm sorry, I was thinking to myself and I was thinking that maybe I might. Okay, so the first thing, I'm sorry, I have a tendency to not finish ideas sometimes because that's just the way my brain works. Somebody here is really, really afraid that someone is like socializing with someone behind their back. Like somebody has like a real fear of this. And I'm not entirely sure why, whether this is you or someone else or a third party, I'm not entirely sure why anyone would be so, unless there's a relationship, which I'll pull more cards to kind of figure out, but I'm not sure why anybody would be so worried about the ongoings of another part. Well, because that's people, right? People concern themselves with things that have absolutely no bearing on their life whatsoever at all. But it almost seems like somebody is preoccupied with who you're preoccupied with who someone else is socializing with. And there are a lot of negative emotions attached to that thought, right? So for instance, the best way to sum this up before I pull more cards is they say you have a crush on somebody, and this is very high school, but the emotions here are very immature. And you have to understand, when I say immature, what I'm talking about is it is not of the mind of a mature, developed, secure person to concern themselves with the menial lives of other people if those lives do not affect them. Right. So this is like, I think the most like childish example of this would be people who overly concern themselves with the love lives of celebrities. You would never meet the celebrity. They don't know that you exist. They have no bearing or dictation in your life or your life direction, but people consume themselves to the point where they're obsessed with what people who they have never met are doing in their love life. So whether it's a celebrity or just somebody in your circle, somebody you know, there's something here about being overly concerned, whether it's you or someone else, with who someone is socializing with, and having very strong, and when I say strong, almost overpowering emotions associated with those thoughts and those fears. So let's get some, maybe this is somebody you used to socialize with and you don't anymore, and so something about the way that person has ignored you or left the relationship, or you think maybe there is a reason behind why they're no longer flirting with you or socializing with you or friends with you or however it goes. Yeah, the Ten of Cups in the reverse here. Or the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And the Six of Cups, somebody from your past. It can be a king or queen of cups, somebody who exhibits either you being overly, this I think is you actually, or whoever is this person. So if this is not you, if this is somebody who is in your energy. So if you feel a strong pull on your energy, there is somebody who is like deathly, and that's the Ten of Swords, like death ending. Somebody here who is deathly concerned with who you are flirting with, socializing with, being friends with, spending your time with. The Queen of Cups in the reverse is somebody who does not have a good who does not have a good grasp on their own emotions. Like I said, it's very immature. Like the Queen of Cups is somebody who overexerts their emotional energy towards things that absolutely aren't beneficial to them. They're overly emotional. They're overly sensitive. They don't know how to contain their emotions. They don't know how to. They're not very emotionally mature, is what I'm trying to tell you. And so there's somebody here who is really, and it's someone from your past, or this is someone, someone from your past, whether it's you being concerned with them or them being concerned with you, or somebody who you are no longer in immediate or direct or present contact with, and they are absolutely stuck on you, or you're stuck on them, however it goes. And for some reason, they are just really unhappy. And the Ten of Swords in the reverse could be one of two things. It could be them trying to cause an ending somehow to them. Maybe it's just putting negative thoughts out there for whoever this person is that they're so afraid that you might be connecting with to end, or they are actively doing something. I don't know what they could specifically be doing to cause an ending, but I know it's like really hurtful to them. It's really just the thought of it. And these like intrusive thoughts. I'm getting like intrusive thoughts of another person regarding like someone. I don't see jealousy here. So it'd be different if it was like a jealousy sort of thing, but I think it's more a literal fear sort of thing, that the reason that you two disconnected, or in the process, or after you two disconnected and this person was upset or you were upset, the idea of you finding happiness with someone else makes them really miserable. And that seems very diabolical. So you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Like I told you, the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Swords is, it's almost diabolical. It's someone who, or they see you that way, or you see that person that way. So this will be one or two things. So it could be, you have two people here, obviously, a water sign energy and air sign energy, or somebody who's embodying those characteristics, right? So somebody who is embodying those characteristics, and so it's one person who's overly emotionally immature, doesn't have a good grasp on their emotions because of the fear that they're experiencing regarding this other person. And then you have a Queen of Swords in reverse, and it's someone who is being very cold and cut off. So somebody here is still emotional about the disconnect, and someone that has moved on from it. They are literally cold, cut off, not thinking about it, and have no emotional ties to their past. And someone else cannot accept that the person that they are still so distraught over has absolutely no F's to give about them or the end of that relationship. And I think that is, like I said, I think I was starting before with saying how if I would have saw the Three of Swords, that's a card of jealousy, right? You're jealous. You see someone else with someone that you want and you're jealous. Or it's like the Devil card and you're like obsessed with this person. You want this person, but it's for your own justification and needs, right? It's not about the happiness of the other person. It's about what you feel like you need. And so that's the Devil card. I'm not seeing really any of that, but I'm seeing this really strong emotional pull or tie to someone to a person that you're not in contact with anymore, and so it's like, well, what is the driving force here? Is it that you still love this person, or this person still in love with you? And it's more about this person having a hard time with the end of the relationship and being really upset that the other person easily moved on. Easily. I don't say it was easy, but in this person's perception, it was easy. Whether it was easy or not, this person is completely cut off. It's giving someone who broke up, right? They broke up. And for whatever reason, one party thought, okay, we broke up, but I'm still going to have this person in my life. And the other person was like, no, I'm done. I'm cutting ties. And it's usually in situations like that, the one who did the most dirt or was the cause of the breakup, as far as like when I say cause, because it takes two to tango. when I say cause, like somebody cheated or somebody was emotionally abusive or treated the other person just really bad or was really mean, right? And then this Queen of Swords energy, this Queen of Swords energy finally got sick of it, finally left, finally broke up, finally was done. It was a very karmic, disruptive relationship. And so that person who feels like they got done wrong the most was the one that was more cut off, more cold. It's usually the person that is in the remorse phase of a relationship ending because they know they didn't act appropriate in that relationship, that still wants to hold on to the other person in some way. Like, I am not good to be with you. And I accept that, and I accept that we broke up, but I don't accept that you are not in my life anymore. I don't accept that you cut me off. I don't accept that you're being cold towards me. I don't accept that you are not upset that I'm not in your life anymore, right? So this person has very toxic emotions here. This Queen of Cups energy coming up in the reverse has very toxic emotions, and that's why they have a very toxic sort of connection to the fact that you don't want to be in their lives, or they don't want to be in your life anymore, right? So it's somebody who needs another person to still want them in their life, even if they're broken up, even if they're not together, right? And so the idea that this person does it, so it's not so much, I would say this person's emotional space is not so much about you being with someone else or flirting with someone else or spending time with someone else, because there's no real connection. There's no evidence of of another connection here. It's just that this person's thoughts. So you have to understand this person has very negative emotions and they need to work on that. Their emotions are heavily negative. They lean more negative. And because they wanted to keep you in their life, just not in a relationship, because they understand that that is not going to work, right? But they still wanted to keep you in their life. And so the fact that you have moved on and you have absolutely no interest of having this person be in your life, their emotions automatically have to attach to a negative meaning. It isn't that you're healed, you're safe. You literally just do not want to connect with this person anymore. You don't want them in your life because they can't accept that. They can't accept that you just don't want them in your life anymore. There's no space for them in your healed new existence because that's not the person that they knew. The person that they knew wasn't a healed person, right? They were broken just like this person. And by all evidence, because the Queen of Swords is coming up in the reverse, I do feel like you aren't healed, or this person, whoever is coming up as the Queen of Swords in the reverse, isn't a healed version of themselves yet. They're cold and caught off and emotionless because they feel that's the only way they can detach from this very emotionally manipulative person that had them stuck for so long, right? And so you shouldn't let this person back in, but you still have to work on whoever this Queen of Swords in the reverse is, still needs to work on healing themselves so they don't come up in the reverse, which is all of the negative attachment styles to their personality, right? So they haven't healed yet, but they feel like the only way that they can cut this person off is if they are the harshest version of themselves. And so this person feels the harshness, and that is what's causing them to be in this panic mode, because they feel like if you weren't in this unhealed state with them, that you will allow them in your life. Like, you would let me back in, you would talk to me, you would still, associate with me if you weren't being cold and cut off and bitchy, right? And so this person is emotionally manipulative, but they were used to being able to do that with you before. You were used to being able to do that with the other person before. And so because now this person that's coming up in the Queen of Swords energy is being cold and cut off, this emotionally manipulative, immature person can't handle that. They can't handle it. So what else do you want to tell me about this situation? Yeah, because whoever this person was from the past just didn't take the relationship serious, but there was an attachment that I don't know how long you guys were involved with each other or dealt with each other, but there was definitely an attachment here, even though one person didn't take the situation serious at all. And someone here didn't really listen to their intuition because they really, 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 really wanted this person, but eventually they got tired of fighting for it. And that's why the relationship broke up. So that's really... yeah, it just became too much. It became too much, the back and forth, the on and off, it just became too much for one person to tolerate. But I think the real issue here is if you don't engage with this person, then they have no recourse other than to sitting home worrying about you. So it's really just letting you know that either you or someone else is sitting home worrying about someone who disengaged with them because of the fact that they were just looking for two different things when it came to a relationship, and one person got sick of being juggled and going back and forth. Both people need to heal. You have two situations or two people who came up in the reverse. You have somebody who's emotionally manipulative and immature and thinks that people are supposed to be there in the one person believes that people are supposed to show up in their lives exactly how they want them to show up. So that means if I'm not really ready for a relationship and you are, but I'm not, I just want to play around. I'm going to continue to play around until you get sick of me and want to break up with me. But that's fine because I still have access to you. And as long as I have access to you, I'm comfortable. And the other person was like, okay, I can't show up in your life the way that you want me to because I want more for myself. I'm tired of the back and forth. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of you not taking me serious. So I'm going to break up with you. The other person was like, okay, that's fine because I can still have access to you. And then the person who broke up or who left or, got sick of it was like, you can't have access to me anymore. And then the other person was, oh no, what the hell? That's not how this was supposed to work out. So that's really what the situation is. And my advice to you at the end of the day would be just to continue to cut this person off because they are still immature. They're still emotionally manipulative and they're still very entitled. Somebody here is very entitled to your energy because they had it once. They think they're supposed to always have access to it. This person isn't healed. It's time to move on. This is not someone who is some great life lesson or great love in your life. I understand that you wanted them, but you're going to get over it. They're going to get over it. They're going to find somebody else to attach themselves to if they're unhealed, or they're going to grow up and find somebody to love if they've healed, right? None of it affects you or your life or your trajectory in your life. The thing that you need to work on is healing yourself, or this other person needs to work on healing. Both people need to work on healing themselves, but specifically the person that's being cut off and closed off. Do not get into the habit of thinking that if you let this person back in somehow because you let them back in, they change. That's not how it works, right? They're expecting you to let them back in because that is how they operate, and they are emotionally manipulative, and they expected you to always be around and have access to you. You closed that door and then boarded it up, and now they're stuck outside like, wait, I thought I could come back in like a dog. Like a dog has a little doggy door and they can just come back and forth whenever they wanted to. Like the main door doesn't open, but they have a little doggy door where they can come back and forth whenever they want it. And you were like, you know what? I'm tired of the stray dog just coming into my house whenever it feels like it. So I'm getting rid of the doggy door. And now this person is outside stuck starving for your attention. And you're like, well, we're not on the same page. So if you wanted my attention, you should have showed up in my life the way that you wanted, the way that you should have. And so now this person is stuck. So they haven't changed. They're still a stray dog. They haven't changed, have no intention of staying in the house. You know what they're saying? They're for the streets. So throw them back to the streets. They'll eventually wander back off and find somebody else's home to, take them in and do what they do there. But it's time for you to move on and to work on healing yourself, because both people need some healing in this situation. Okay. So that is what I have for you. And then I'm going to give you one oracle here before I wrap this up. Oops, sorry. Keep hitting the camera. Travel. There's a travel card here. I don't know exactly what travel has to do with anything, but I'm going to hold on one second. This might be very specific, so I'm going to pick another card out. But somebody might be traveling in the near future, and you will meet someone while you're traveling who will take your mind off this past person. It's not going to be something that's long term, or obviously you meet this person while traveling, and it's going to be something a little bit more fleeting, but it's going to take your mind off of the stress of this other situation in your life. And also it's about opening your horizon. So I'm just very specific to people who date within their own circle. There's something here about expanding your circle and stop being so closed-minded about who you date, and opening up that circle to meet. Like your person might be outside of the circle that you normally would date in. Okay, guys, so that is really all I have for you. I really hope that helped. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.